powering through that is always the best strategy, and that kind of fits these girls' games.
1-0-1.
Tammy Emmrich's first return as a Hog goes deep.
Pickleball. I can't get over that, actually. I love that. Lea and Parris not stacking out of the gate. Kind of interesting. Maybe they're just feeling it out.
Second serve.
Yeah, they did that yesterday, so I like Parris on the right better with this duo, but
As
we'll
do I.
see.
I've seen Lea play the left over the years. He's got a really good backhand flick. Not Parris doesn't have as good of one. She's kind of developing it, but Lea actually is an excellent left side women's player. So we'll see if over time they kind of start stacking that up. There it is right there.
Yeah.
Again, the 1-2, she's so good at it. She sits on the forehand on the next ball. Tammy Emmrich, her first go at Premier, am I right?
3-0-2.
Yes.
So, could be a little bit of nerves coming out of the gate here.
And it's not just Premier, it's on Ben John's team Premier, too, which adds a little extra.
That's the ultimate pressure. What do you think the vibe of the team, Dave, as the former coach of the Carolina Hogs?
Yeah.
What is their ceiling? What's their floor? What do they want to be this year as a team?
I mean, it all comes down to Ben, quite frankly, and I think he'll enjoy playing with CJ.
Yep.
It's can the women get some scrappy wins somewhere?
Yep.
And then what's the Ben and CJ just, are we going to get everything?
Vintage?
Yeah,
hopefully, right?
I think we will.
They can, right? If they decide that they're as good. They're the best team to ever play the sport. So
absolutely,
if they decide to be great, they can be great. But I think that'll be an interesting story as we go through the season. They were a fringe playoff team last year. What do they want to be, right? Do they want to go for the trophy? Do they want to kind of skirt by and have some fun with your brother and the team? I know the off-court vibes are good. I've seen them hanging out and stuff. So.
Yeah, you have, Tammy added, which is a great chill personality to go with the rest of the crew.
For sure.
Second serve.
It's just, there are a lot of good teams, and they start out playing this team, which is good, and then the Flash tomorrow. So that's a tough start to the year.
That's a hey, how are you? Welcome to the
yes, exactly.
2025 season. And again, I think Columbus, 2 losses. I don't care about that. They've played the 2 best teams in the league. Arguably with the Ranchers, this is a top 5 team, and if you're top 5, you have a shot at the title.
Nice job from Tammy Emmrich there.
Yeah, she sits on that two-hander really well. I played mixed against her in,
4-0-2.
goodness, where was that tournament? Dallas, McKinney, Texas. We had a tight battle indoors, and I got a good look at her two-hander for 3 long games.
It's special.
Yeah.
And no one's playing center field there, so the Hogs still trying to get the first point in the history of the new franchise, which is the Seattle Pioneers via the Carolina Pickleball Club. So had some changes here.
That's right. Tons of success, though, too.
Yeah.
With Seattle, a couple titles, am I right?
You are right. You can bring that up whenever you want when I'm in the booth.
Second serve.
I know you had a big part in that, so first point's got to be coming. Do you save the ball and put it in a mantle?
I
as
feel
first
like
point
it's like the first $1 bill at a new restaurant.
It could be an option.
I mean, if they don't win this rally, they won't want to hit this ball and make it a souvenir because it hasn't worked for them.
Yeah.
Beautiful from Parris, being patient with that ball, and it's been ugly. They just need to get to the kitchen and grind out a rally here somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think KK, she's really stepped up her left side game. I've seen already a couple reach-ins, little forehand flicks down the middle. That seems to be their best offensive weapon right now. So if they can work the point until that crescendo, that would be probably their best bet. There's that Tui.
Yes.
She sits on, I'm telling you, I got a lot of looks at her. I'm not messing around. That was a long 3-gamer. I played with KK actually against Tammy. And that was after a 2-week hiatus in Japan, so I was a little unseasoned as well.
Oh, that's new from Parris, but went to the wrong spot. That's the no-go zone, as you have laid out. So no points added. Again, obviously the big change with Major League Pickleball, if you're just joining us for the first time, is it is side-out scoring, not rally scoring here.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's going to be great.
You think it's great?
Everyone at home plays this way so they can appreciate
I agree with that. I agree with that.
How the scoring works.
Catering to the players that already know the game that way. I like it. I think it'll play out over time. I think, yeah, that's another one that could be. We're tinkering with a lot of things, and I think that's a good thing. We have the license to do so as such a new sport.
Absolutely. Nice scrap from Tammy coming in hot, but the same no-go zone on her is Ms. Todd's got the exact same shot and ropes it through the middle.
Exactly. Great D and getting back to almost neutral, but just has to find Parris's right hip there. That's always the answer when you're kind of charging in like that.
And they choose to stack Parris to the left to get off 4 because they were stuck there, and that works.
5-0-1.
And Pickleball is off to a very rough start, 5-0 for the Sliders.
Second serve.
I mean,
they could make a little highlight reel of Tammy's back two-hander right here, huh?
Got 4 of them just and clean winners, every one of them.
Yeah, again, she sticks it down on that left side of the court so well. It's one of the hardest places to dig out a ball on your wide backhand. So she gets it down there as good as anyone that I've seen.
All right, so Tammy and KK, as Kaitlyn Christian is affectionately known as, trying to come up with something here.
Yeah, I don't think, even though they're kind of stuck here, I don't think that you'll see them stack or reverse stack.
No.
I think Tammy is so comfortable on that right side, again, with what we've already talked about 10,000 times. So I think they're going to stick this out regardless. Again, it's a long season.
Second serve.
They've got playing 2-on-1 against
5-0-1.
KK and Tammy here. What do you think the score was?
Ben might have won that.
First game. First game, Ben won. Second game, the girls whipped him.
Okay, good. Good
so
job, ladies.
I liked watching that. I've seen him go 2-on-1 for years, and it's kind of insane. But the second game, the girls showed up and humbled them a bit.
So that time, Parris Todd is able to get it out of the strike zone. DoorDash as our title sponsor to Major League Pickleball this year. Dash to the playoffs, just getting underway with our first event.
Side out.
Great fend from Tammy there, again with the Tui.
0-6-1.
Got to get on the board here. This could be the chance.
Oh.
Okay. How about that?
What a way to get the first point in Hogs history.
Just a laser beam 5-hole through Todd's
legs. We go. There we go.
Honor of the NHL playoffs.
Yes.
We were going to come on here and talk NHL for 2 hours, but we got vetoed.
We did, but we will get a few references in for sure. We've gotten the Hurricanes in.
That's right.
Stop play.
Oh.
Need more north to south on the serve.
Okay, so each player gets one service motion warning per match, and then it's a fault. So that's one for Kaitlyn Christian.
Yeah, refs have been on that this year. Saw it a lot in the last match.
Point.
Yes.
Beautiful. Again, Tui finds Lea's hip. Forces the error. How about that, Dave? 2 in a row.
2-6-2.
Yeah, and sometimes just getting rid of the ugly 0, AJ, and then you get comfortable. Plus, first time playing together with the scoreboard as a member of the Hogs for these two, so that's not a small thing on center. You don't get to ease in here.
No, not at all. So, again, it'll be interesting to see how they develop as a team. Again, the skill level is there.
And you mentioned Parris's red-hot start. I mean, she got the Neapolitan medal count earlier this year, gold, silver, bronze in one event. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, she's been racking up a lot of medals. Again, I think some of the best ball that I've seen her play in about 3 years she's been playing pro.
So got it out of the strike zone there, AJ.
Yeah, yeah. Again, if you see someone that likes to slide to their two-way like that, just try and find the body and take a little bit of pace off too. That really flusters them because they're thinking sit on it and hit as hard as possible. That's lovely. Again, KK's real reaching with the forehand. I think she's been working on that. Maybe Ben's been showing her a thing or two, but that last length flick.
Point.
Tough to get a lot of power.
So there you go.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have talked her up so much. That's my bad.
That's the commentator's curse. Welcome, AJ.
I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna say nothing nice for the rest of the day.
And Parris flying in, but repelled. Beautiful job by the Hogs there.
Call that holding the fort.
Yes.
There's an onslaught. They get behind in the point, but they fought their way out. Well done.
2-9-1.
Even runs around the forehand to hit a two-way drop, and that was a beauty.
Tammy gets what she wanted again, but Todd Besser also has an elite two-hander. Gets on the stretch there and just keeps it low. Sometimes that's all you have to do is just keep it low, get it back.
2-9-2.
Opponents will probably make a mistake.
I'll recall.
KK about to be called for traveling there as the Orlando Magic are in the playoffs tonight. We'll get all the sports in, AJ.
You going?
I am not.
I'm sure they didn't.
I know.
As the voice of pickleball, you think you get some free tickets or free playoff tickets? Come on.
I broadcasted the court crossover last night. No, they're super people. So good luck to the Magic.
Yeah.
We'll have the squeeze coming up.
There's Parris, one to unleash that flick. I know she does have it a little bit.
It's a work in progress from what I've seen.
It is, yeah. And up 9-3, I mean, why not try it? Could have been caught in the wind a little bit and messed her up, but saw some great Magic legends last night. Rashard Lewis, absolute stud on that 09 team. Three-point sniper with Turkaloo, and I remember watching that whole. I'm a huge NBA fan from about 08 sometime, man. I don't know. No one cares about that.
Well, Rashard Lewis is a court crossover champion, though, with Federico Staxford, so they do care.
I love that. Just wanted to geek out on some basketball for 2 seconds.
Second serve.
Stuck on 9 here. Yeah, Slider's really stuck on 9. I mean, you don't
stuck on 4 and now stuck on 9.
You don't have the feeling that really have the feeling that the Hogs are going to creep back into this, but it would be nice to just get out the door here.
And there's the trying to find the outside hip, but then that is going to be wide. You just run out of real estate.
Yeah, sometimes I wish this court was bigger. You know what else? I miss boards.
You miss boards?
There's no out of bounds when you're on a hockey rink.
Take somebody into the boards, and there's no doubles alley either, even though we are at the USTA National Center.
That's right.
There's the poke again.
Second serve.
And an effective there for Parris Todd.
Yeah.
And this is a team that got demolished in the match earlier by the Dallas Flash. Tyra and Georgia played outrageous.
I mean, you're talking about a team that, I mean, are they the #1 team in the women's game right now? I'm dead serious.
As far as anyone that's currently has played a match this year, what a get from KK in the middle. And then the pickleball gods are not Hogs fans yet.
Unreal get, though, and then you miss the easy one. It hurts so bad when that happens, but she is a fighter. I've seen it. She is a high-level tennis player, pro tennis for a long time. Finally made the switch over. She dabbled in singles tournaments like way back in 2019, 2018.
Point.
Unforced error from Emmrich, and we are at game point for the Sliders.
10-4-1.
What a block. Just quiet paddle. Parris Todd and Lea Jansen get the Sliders off and run.
All right, gentlemen.
we are ready to go. So
0-0-2.
Collin Johns back beside his brother. Let's play pickleball.
Point.
No is one thing, getting out of the way is another, as CJ gets absolutely tagged to start this match.
1-0-2.
It's tough when Ben's running in with that onslaught of attacks. Tough to know where it's going, tough to get out of the way.
And that is a very tall Romanian there, and beautifully done.
Such an imposing force. It's so hard to make the ball bounce in front of Andrei, especially in windy conditions. You have to go max focus, put your legs into it. You just got to make it bounce in front of him, because out of the air, if he gets that first strike, you're in deep trouble.
Point.
Exhibit A and B, the last 2 points.
Inside out catch has been so tricky from Andrei as they get their first point on the board here.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun match. I want an 11-9. It feels like it's going to go that way. The Johns look like they're into it.
And
Second
that
serve.
was going to get destroyed by either of the brothers.
Ill-advised. Ben is one of the best forehands in the middle.
1-1-2.
Not a safe place to go.
Beautiful from Andrei there, and Andrei and Ben won a title together earlier this year when both of them had an opening in the schedule after the brotherly breakup.
That's right. I forgot about that. Rare to see Andrei on the right side, even rarer to see Ben, but Andrei, of course, deferred to the GOAT.
And that is a left-handed forehand by Collin Johns in the middle, not trying to match southpaw for southpaw, but that didn't work.
No, but he has that. He played lefty. It's probably been said a bunch of times. He had a lefty forehand in his tennis days.
Yes. Didn't hit a backhand.
Did not hit a backhand and made it to, to pro tennis.
And there's SWAT team for Ben Johns.
Side out.
Yeah, so not showboating there. It is a relevant shot. Sometimes just letting your whole left hand do the work instead of kind of squeezing the two-hander up there is a little bit more comfortable for Collin.
And sometimes you're expecting your brother to do it, and it's desperation when the ball is coming your way. The best shot in all of pickleball does not come through for Ben.
A little overcooked. And I know body bags are kind of a soft subject, but I'd love to see Ben just tag Andrei there.
Yeah.
Lean in and put it in his sternum. I mean, Andrei's a big target. If Ben can pick that up instead of trying to beat him, sometimes you just got to go high and hard. It is the truth.
Yeah, it's a big, tall guy. He need only look at what Hayden Patrickman did, who put a mark that may still be on that man's body.
Exactly. And I know Collin missed that one, but I love to see that. When he's at least slightly aggressive, that's when their team is the best, right? When he plays so passive, that's when they really get, Ben gets frustrated too, because he wants offense from the right side. You can't get by with it in 2025 without an offensive right-sider. So,
and he has found that in Gabe Tardio.
Exactly. And as I said, even though Collin missed that, I love that he's at least going for it. It's going to pay dividends in the long run.
And there it is. And you ask and you shall receive, AJ. Beautifully done.
1-3-1.
Yeah, keep that up, Siege. Keep that up. That makes Ben very happy.
Yeah, make your younger brother happy.
Exactly. Isn't that? Yeah.
I mean, it was siblings. It was siblings day a few weeks ago. Come on.
I didn't get a text or anything. What the heck?
Nothing?
Sis?
Wow. And trying to lob the big fella did not go well. I think Ben didn't even see it, but maybe wasn't overjoyed with the choice either, probably.
Yeah. I've seen better decisions. I've seen worse, though.
Sure. 2-2 roll from Andrei. I love it.
Yeah, it looks like Ben's trying to bait him into a little cross-court dink fest here and get something out of the air. Siege, I love that. Again.
You just can't let him get away with a dead dinker, and that's what used to happen. And Ben earns that ball, and then you got to dink 50 times again to get that ball.
Exactly. You have to take advantage of
Side out.
what your opponent gives you. A high sitting dead dink is like a gold bar in the sport nowadays.
Yes.
You can't. It's like it's almost fate. You let it go by and you lose the point. It's like I always think that.
3-2-1.
I'll let one go by and I'll be soft, and then it comes back to bite you.
Point.
And the pace of the drive beats the volley for CJ. And
4-2-1.
CJ being Mr. Johns. Here we have multiple CJs on the court here. AJ. We got AJs and CJs.
Second serve.
And Andres.
Should join the club.
I should.
4-2-2.
That's rare.
Oh, paddle clank, so they were both there.
Yeah.
And they ran into each other, they being the Johns brothers. You see CJ sort of loosening out his hand here. Off, if we can find CJ here, he's
Might take a
not
breather.
feeling great about. They had an awkward moment in the middle of that, and
Yes.
then it actually ended with their opponent smacking paddles in the middle.
Yep. Looked like he might have a little blood on the elbow there. Stuck his paw in there. That's one thing that, as a right-sider, I mean, if I'm playing left, if you're on my right, I really never want you taking a forehand volley, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to come and take a volley in the middle, do it with your two-hander so
Who's in play?
that stuff doesn't
Yeah.
happen. Because when you're
5-2-2.
bumping shoulders, there's nothing worse than bumping shoulders. Bumping paddles is acceptable, but that just makes things really difficult.
So good at keeping that so low. Well done from Ben Johns there as they get the ball back. We'll switch ends at 6. So you'd like to make a little run here and make that deficit smaller, even switch with the lead.
Definitely. There's where CJ is a master.
Second serve.
Just wide from Ben, but great resets from Collin.
Yes.
I should call him Collin because we have a,
2-5-2.
Oh, yeah, we
since
can't
we
call
have
him
a CJ.
CJ.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's confusing.
And we can't call him John, so it's going to just have to be Collin. Speeds it up to the right hip there, and Andrei is up to the task.
Ben really leaning in here, looking for something.
Always sits on that ball out of the air, AJ.
Yes, he does. Does not let you get away with one very often. That's
And
disgusting.
then just pulls the trigger with perfect pace and absolutely paints the line.
That was silly. That is not easy to do. I know it probably doesn't look like much, but to get that up and down.
Point.
And not pull it wide.
Yes, and have your opponent and confuse them in the same process.
And the confusion carried over as there was a missed return. So the lead is but 1 now for the Sliders, who would love a commanding 2-0 lead.
4-5-2.
Defense turned offense there, but goes deep, and just Cash Collin just resetting the ball is back in business.
5-4-1.
Never in a rush. Never worried. Never feels pressure. A little too much mustard there, but
Point. Side out change.
they've eked back in, right? Only a 2-point deficit. It was 3 about 2 minutes ago. So Johns brothers know what you might expect the rest of the year. The top teams, the top teams out of this weekend, I think those are going to be the ones to kind of watch all season, right?
6-4-1.
Yeah, and you don't want to fall too far behind because the talent is getting better and better. Top 10 of the 16 teams make the playoffs, and that dash to the playoffs.
Point.
And Ben can't believe he missed it. Not
Yeah.
challenging. Andrei was not going. Andrei diving middle there.
7-4-1.
Yeah, he connected well and did the right thing going behind Andrei, but he just missed it. Klinger getting a little bit active in the middle here, a little bit more pep.
Paddle clank in the middle, but that seems to be working.
Yeah, really interesting. Ben happy to go against Andrei here. Not playing Klinger. Klinger's got some tricky stuff.
Yes.
So it seems like they're avoiding him.
And it's Collin who starts the speed up again, and the sliders all over it. They got him doubled up here, 8-4.
8-4-1.
Great job by CJ.
Yeah.
Can they get back in? Wow.
Silly reset from Collin.
Backside of the paddle. Keeps it in the kitchen. And we're back to CJ.
Wow.
Setting it up, and wow. One of the easier shots of the rally missed by Andrei. And here's a look at Collin just able to fend off trouble right there. That's absurd.
Yeah, that's silly.
And this is the way I haven't seen them. When they won at Pictona, it was short, crash it, bash it. They have that capability. Just hasn't come to life here until right there. And now misreturn from Ben, and the sliders are moments away from being in phenomenal position here. And right through the middle, and no happy brotherly love story here as the Hogs, the Johns brothers, get smashed 11-4 by CJ Klinger and Andrei Daescu, and the Hogs have a problem with a 2-0 lead.
Quick shout
thanks
out
for joining
too.
us.
There's a watch party at Pickle and Chill right now watching this. So
well,
shout
let's
out to
go.
them.
Free crave cases?
Yeah, White Castle Catering.
Heck
Got
yeah.
to. David Suckle, thanks so much, brother.
0-0-1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second serve.
Always love getting the general manager's point of view here, AJ. And the other thing we have going on now is Tamaryn Emmrich out here playing with Ben Johns with a scoreboard, referees, and a crowd.
Yep.
What is that like for a player that's getting an opportunity like this?
1-0-2.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. Like it is different. Everyone's talked about it. Playing with AL, playing with Ben, it is different. You have the ultimate expectation of winning. But if she's put in the work, and I mean, I assume she has. Like her, her and her husband are both professional players.
Exactly.
So it's just being confident in the work that you've put in, and
0-1-1.
also understanding it is a long season. So if this doesn't go their way, you got 12,
24 more matches to go.
24. I was about to find that. I was curious what the number was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's a handful. If this doesn't go your way, but this is I personally think Todd and Daescu, top 3 mixed team in MLP. Is that fair to say?
I think so, especially with the way Parris has started the year, and then you got the big man just taking over.
I think if that's lovely.
Oh, that's it.
Stop.
Look at this insanity. And Parris did not give up on the rally and ended up with a delicious ATP over there.
Smartly so. A little Ernie into an ATP. We love that.
1-0-1.
And here's a look at this as the sort of shanked ball from Tamaryn Emmrich on the Ernie stayed in, and Parris was all over it.
Well, always comes back somehow.
I know.
Even if it's a clean photo, it always comes back.
He's so out of position, and he's not because of the reach.
He is as long as it gets, right?
2-0-2.
Just an imposing force on the line. It really makes the right side player in mixed especially super uncomfortable. And Tammy just got to trust. She almost connected on that two-hander that we've been talking about all day, but she could just find a couple of those and let Ben do what he does.
And there's what he does right there. Anything up is trouble.
Yep. And this is where this an elimination game, right? Kind of the pressure's off, but this is kind of where you see Ben have a little bit of fun here. You're going to see some of his best stuff come out, I think. He's going to get very active.
And you heard David Seckles talk about the slate that they've run into. The Hogs running into the Sliders, and then they play the Dallas Flash tomorrow, so they're not getting to ease into this at all.
No, not at all.
0-2-2.
Again, there's just a lot of good teams out here, though. I mean, the teams coming in from Challenger are kind of behind the 8 ball, but
fire away. Tammy Emmrich setting up Ben Johns for their first point as a duo.
That's beautiful.
1-2-2. Point.
Trying to do that all-important partner protection, but the short return is just munched.
Yeah, it's tough. Sometimes when your return's so short, it seems kind of silly, but you almost have to back off the line nowadays. I've seen it a couple times.
And there's Tammy Emmrich again, but it kept coming back for a minute.
That's perfect, though, right? Generate a little bit of offense and then let Ben clean up.
And that just takes the RPMs of the heart just down a little bit there. Look at me. I'm doing what Ben needs. If my partner could only make a freaking serve.
2-3-1.
Right, yeah, a rare miss from Ben. But, yeah, just getting a 3-2 lead, I think that's going to help Tammy settle in here.
Look at this defense from Andrei.
Unreal. A dude
Parris get him in.
A dude that's 6'4" to get that low and play defense.
What a rally. Oh, no, and then Parris
Second serve.
dumps a cookie. She thought it was a chocolate chip, but it was an oatmeal raisin disguised as a chocolate chip and puts it into the net.
Super fun point. Todd got exactly what she wanted. She just
2-3-2.
You just get when you're on that last length, right? You try and generate some more power from the wrist, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
he likes that shot.
Yeah, and you heard the desperate plea from Parris, like, I know what's about to happen here. Watch.
3-2-1.
So no harm done. Hogs get the ball back with the lead. And that hit the middle of the tape, but had so much on it. And then Parris Todd. It's ATP Palooza here for her. Two beauties.
3-2-2.
Yeah, fun stab from Ben, but Andrei right there to clean it up.
Point.
Ben really, I've watched him train and just what I've seen around the tournament, seeing him play rec and stuff. His drive is probably the best I've seen in 5 years that I've watched him play. It's staying so low.
Just catches the sideline.
Looked like Ben wanted to call that out. He's kind of asking Tammy if it was out, but I think they're gonna leave it.
2-4-1.
So get the lead up to 2.
Second serve.
Just some awkward footwork there, AJ.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, right? They just played a grueling match earlier, so it's like late in the day, you're gonna miss a third sometime.
Oh, look at Parris flying through the air.
She heard you about the footwork thing. She said, I'll show you.
Yeah. You want to see some freaking footwork, buddy? But Ben was up to the task, so nothing for the Sliders again. They need one of the 2 mixed matches to get the all-important 3 standings points without going to a dream breaker where you split them up.
That's right. And every point counts. The playoff race was down to the wire last year. I actually found myself in the middle of that with the mad drops.
Yes, you did.
Had a chance at 6. I think we ended up 7th, but wow.
And it is trick shot city here. There's something about Parris in the spring. What a move from Parris Todd.
I don't know. She's playing so free again. I think that you can credit Andrei a little bit of that. That means she trusts him so much to cover that middle, right? She's going for these wide trick shots.
And good dig there. And Tammy is just stapled to the orange part of the court over there, but still somehow they found her feet.
Yeah, had a look, and Andrei's kind of starting to recognize her best shot is that backhand into his, down the line. I'd love to see her go maybe an inside out with a two-hander, right? Change up the spot a little bit because they seem to be having an answer.
I mean, tremendous reload on that. Just torque.
Yeah, again, Andrei's he picks it off his right hip as good as anyone. Tammy's she's connecting well. She's just kind of, Andrei's getting it back. I don't know. Might want to go inside out to Parris.
Tried to get it over there, so that did at least set up Ben. And that's the other thing. You put the ball in front of Ben.
Yes, yes, and he's usually going to clean up everything. Rarely loses a hands battle if he starts out ahead.
Bad luck off the tape, and we are tied at 4.
Yeah, just unlucky. Still doing a lot of good things on the Hogs. Some great pickleball, hog ball.
Hog wild is their other term, just so you know.
I like that. When are the shirts coming?
I know.
Or the headbands? That seems like a headband type of thing.
Oh, no. Parris slides one down the line that was half-hearted. Usually don't live to see another day on those, but she did.
5-4-2.
There's the ball down the line, and Tammy not quite up on the line there.
Side out.
They do get a side out. Yeah, the Hogs can do all sorts of stuff with all their catchphrases in the merch, and they've got in Raleigh, they've got a home site now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
When are we getting Stormy out? That's all I want to know.
They got to get Stormy out, and Hurricanes off to a 2-0 lead over the Devils.
He's a little busy right now, yeah.
Second serve.
I mean, you don't know what to do sometimes because you think you hit a ball that's going to get on the ground, and Andrei just won't let that happen.
Yeah, like I said, it's especially windy conditions. It's hard to make it bounce in front of him.
Empty possession again for the Hogs. So a chance to switch up 2 here for Andrei and Parris.
5-4-1.
Here on Tour 8 Championship Court. Love to have them as our sponsor.
Lots of new sponsors this year.
Yes.
How about DoorDash?
I know.
I love that.
So great. And we're going to switch at that moment right there as Andrei and Parris have rattled off 4 in a row. And things are not looking good.
From what I've seen so far, they're a great team.
Oh, boy. Birch you very much. Explosive move from Ben Johns right there.
I've seen a few party tricks from Parris. He said, I can do that too. And I can do it from the opposite side of the court.
Yes, let's go to Sesame Street. You've had your Ernie. I'll take the bird. What a get from Andrei twice. It's ridiculous.
I don't know how he plays such good defense at that size. I really don't.
6'6" and down, digging balls off his ankles.
And the touch.
Yes. And perfect spot on the right hip there from Ben Johnson. I think there's a few players that have opportunity they wouldn't get on the Carvana PPA Tour. Megan Dazan is one. Tammy Emmrich is another. Samantha Parker with the squeeze, which we'll see later today.
That's right.
This is a chance to show you belong. So it is a blessing or a burden, depending on how you look at it. But you're not going to get a better opportunity than those 3.
Exactly. You just got to go for it. I mean, you're put in that situation for a reason. It's because the team believes in you. And so it's just, like we said, just have to go for it.
Point.
That's pretty from Ben, catching Andrei moving just a little bit, and they're within 1.
That's when he's at his best, right? Catches him moving right to left.
5-6-1.
Goes into his right hip and earns a pop-up.
Oh,
Second
man,
serve.
that was absolutely hammered.
I wanted that to go over so bad.
Just to see what
Five,
if the
six,
big
two.
fella could get there.
Yeah, well, it could have been another clean winner. Remember in the women's,
Yes.
5-hole Parris. And because I got burned on that several times a few weeks ago, so
You're carrying a little bitterness here, AJ.
you know, I just want to make sure it wasn't just me. See other people suffer.
Shot drive and they get in. Oh, that's in though.
Stop it.
Second serve.
Not clean at all from Ben there, but oh so effective.
At the same time, though, he gets lucky in the right ways, right? He knows he's completely behind in the hands battle, right? He knows it's a mistake. He hits it straight down. He doesn't overswing, and he gets lucky in the right way.
And his paddle was down when hers went up, so at least from preparation, he was where he needed to be.
Exactly.
Does not hit the ATP.
Oh, that was a tasty one.
Yes.
Again, gold bar. Maybe another one.
And now Parris gets it behind him. Look out. Man. Then pulls it on that one and gets what he wanted. But the follow-up catches the tape.
Such a smart shot. He could tell Daescu was like flat-footed. He thought he was going to pull it. 3 or 4 balls in the volley is on the kitchen line.
Yes.
That's a textbook continuation. Which, again, you don't see that often. Players are so good at kind of standing pat after they volley. It's more the kitchen violations are when you're leaning in, right? And you get a little too greedy. The wind is picking up major here. Oh, stop
What a
it.
shot from Ben. Steps in front of Tammy and threads it right past the right hip of Andrei Daescu and kept it in. We're tied at 6.
Point.
And a missed return.
Yeah, looks like a timeout here for the Sliders. Really kind of letting this one slip away and away, although it's still very tight. Not out
Sliding away.
Hit. That's very likely. Honestly, that makes that makes perfect sense.
Point.
Good dipping drive from Ben Johns, and now they're up 2. So we've had 4-point swings all over the place in this one.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff here. Again, wind picking up a
Oh
lot.
my. And a passing shot in doubles past Andrei, excuse me.
That is, like I said, his drive is the best I've seen in 5 years. Right now.
9-6-2.
And a missed return and a disaster coming out of the timeout. And the Hogs are now sitting on game point.
This is,
10-6-2.
this is surprising, honestly. Andrei and Parris, very mentally tough players. Ben feeling it a little bit here. You're going to see him get frisky on match point, game point.
Oh, and Tammy had a chance to rope the winner with her favorite shot and walk it off.
That would have been a cherry,
Yes.
right? Her best shot.
6-10.
That's her role in this matchup.
Parris goes with the lob serve.
I think she'll get another chance, though.
Point.
Too good from the big fella.
Yeah, again, he's just resetting. Sometimes resetting cross court is always the answer, right? You're trying to play defense against Andrei.
7-10.
You can't keep going to him. But if you can just get it to Parris, something good might happen. If you keep going to Andrei, it's just you're fighting a losing battle.
And you can only put it in the kitchenette.
Point.
Because if it's not in the front half of the kitchen, he's taking it out of the air, and then you're definitely pinned back.
Exactly. You got to go to the player with the least reach. It's always the answer.
Cross court, lower part of the net.
Yes, but for all the reasons, that is the play.
Unless Andrei takes cross court away like he did there, and they are within 1-on-1.
Yeah, just got to tighten it up here. He's given Andrei 2 or 3 good looks out of the air, and he's made him pay.
Parris under siege.
It's great D, though.
Second serve.
Again, just getting out of that onslaught it's a tough negotiation, but
9-10-2.
Second chance to tie it at 10. Oh, and Andrei can't find it as he jumped in front. So game point number 2 for the Hogs.
Another chance. I think you can see Ben John step in here and try and win it on a 3rd shot drive while they're unwinding, maybe.
That's exactly what he tried to do. Went against the grain. Oh, and then the pump fake.
I thought he had a chance to cut that off. I think we all did. He just got a little skittish. Another opportunity, though. You can see him try and put this on Parris as she's switching.
And the big serve gets it done. So Tamaryn Emmrich, welcome to the win column, and Hogs, welcome to the win column. So Collin Johns and Kaitlyn Christian, do you have it in you to get to 11 first and force a dream breaker? So we got CJ on CJ crime. So AJ, you cannot say CJ. Okay?
I'm not saying CJ. I got Collin and Clay. I don't know, Klinger. I kind of like, you know, I'm a big last name guy, right?
Okay.
Team sport guy. I love last names.
So there you go. We'll just hit. It's last names only here in this one.
No, this is a good matchup. Honestly, an interesting piece is Lea going straight up with KK because, as I've said, KK can ball mixed. I've seen it. She and Dylan Frazier knocked out Annalie and Will Howell, as we said at the beginning of the broadcast. Knocked out Christian and Netta. Same tournament, midseason last year. She can play some mixed.
So here we go. Let's play pickleball. Hogs looking for 2 straight mixed doubles wins. Oh boy, and paddle clank in the middle there is a rough way to start.
Yeah, it's a new partnership too. I think Collin played with Brooke last year.
That
could be wrong.
Collin did play some with KK.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So they're not totally new to each other. Collin's had some success in mix this year as well. Plays with Tina Pisnik on the PPA Tour. Had some success with Krista Gacheva, too.
Second serve.
And what does the lefty male do to this whole puzzle that you try to solve here, AJ?
Yeah, it's tricky. Well, I mean, you're trying to kind of, Collin's going to try and force it to Lea, but CJ is going to be creeping in the middle. So you always got to, don't be so married to going to Lea. You got to go behind Klinger a little bit just to get him off of his post, right?
And Christian tried to do it there, but the lanky youngster was on it.
Part two of that is make it bounce behind him, right? He's got one of the best reaches in the game. Super frustrating to play against, I'm not going to lie.
And all that funk and the filthy little angles that Klinger can come up with.
2-0-2.
Yeah, he's impressive. He's got a little pep to his step here. We saw him kind of get that way to close out the men's match. That seemed like the X factor, which when they started to run away with the game, was him bringing up a ton of energy and getting physical.
And an ugly start here for the Hogs. They're in the slop here, down 3-0.
Yeah, Lea's ton of experience with mix. As we've said, loves the left side, actually. Not afraid to bring out the one-handed backhand.
Good lead there, and it is not a pretty start. Kaitlyn Christian's got her hands on her hips. That's never the way you want to see a player. And the Johns brothers aren't big timeout callers, but this is dangerous.
Yeah, just gotta.
And that is in as well, 5-0, and the body language on the Hogs is not good at all. Sliders desperately want to win before the Dream Breaker, too, to get all 3 of the standings
5-0-2.
points here after losing their first 2.
Yeah, Carolina, very formidable singles team. Sliders
Side
could be. I mean, I wouldn't bet against them in the Dream Breaker either, but
No.
you just don't want to. That's playing with fire if you're going to go to the singles. You really don't know. You know, just it's who brings it that day. Conditions can play a big role.
Yeah, I mean, everyone would love to see Kaitlyn Christian and Parris Todd battling it out there.
That's a PPA final sometime, you know. So yeah, we'd love to see that. I mean, Lea and
Tammy.
I mean, Tammy doesn't play that much singles, but I know she can rip it.
We've seen the Tui all day.
Point.
Great drive there from Collin Johns. So they're on the board. And just getting that done so that you don't switch ends down 6-0, which can be demoralizing.
Yeah.
Wow. We saw Megan Dazan get away with a wild shot like that yesterday.
We've been working on that one.
Do not do that at home. AJ is not telling the truth right now, fans. And just too much. Siller, my fellow hockey fan in the booth here, giving us all his insights.
Right out of the gate, you see Christian and Collin switching sides here. Collin not averse to playing the right mix sometimes, right? It's a different look. Gets the girls away from each other, yeah.
And you've got Kaitlyn on a side that she played earlier, plays aggressively over there. So it's a little bit desperate, but it's not crazy because it's comfortable.
No, Collin has done this. I mean, he does this every weekend. So this is, I guarantee they've worked on this. It says Klinger is hot right now.
And that's why everyone looked at the sliders and went, I mean, they got 2 dudes that are terrific and mixed, and that's a problem.
Yeah, and I think the book on Klinger is still coming out, right? Some of the people that have played for 3-4 years myself, everyone knows the book on me. No, I'm just kidding. There's no book. But no, people are still finding out Klinger's game, right? What does he do well? I mean, he does a lot of things well. But I think the key is just getting it behind him. And sometimes, like I said, I know people maybe don't like it, but sometimes going high and hard.
And look at that. Collin Johns speeds it up at the Ernie attempt there, and that sets up Kaitlyn Christian. So let's see if that can inspire a comeback.
Second serve.
Smart first volley to make Christian hit a backhand.
Yeah, and I'd love to see. I see a lot of these girls doing more two-y topspin thirds to get in the net. I'd love to see Kaitlyn. I guarantee she can do it. I'd love to see her add that to her game. Wow. Go behind him. Again, Klinger taking so much real estate. Don't be afraid to go behind him.
Lea jumped in there on the first one, but can't come up with that. So
that's great work from the left side, Kaitlyn Christian.
3-7-2.
And when you switch, you get confused as to whose serve it is on that score, but they are all in the proper position. Just stays in. And then what a job with the limbo jump out of the way.
That was fun. Good little dodge.
Yeah, I mean,
you're imitating over there.
CJ saying, well, I could have done that too. And look at that. That might have been 5-hole as well.
It's all about footwork.
There's the two-way roll you're looking for, and that forces an error. So Kaitlyn's like, dude, I don't need to work on it. It exists.
Yeah. No,
AJ.
I know she has it. I just want it to, I want it to come out. You know, she can think pretty freely. She can be more aggressive because Lea's not going to want to attack Collin, right? That's plan D in her game right now. She's going to kind of hang back and let Klinger get big in the middle, but that's just unlucky.
Off the tape over the paddle, and they finally get to 8.
8-3-2.
just some feet shuffled there from Kaitlyn, and that's never good. You want to be set.
Yeah, just a late decision. I think she started to step back thinking Collin might come in, and at the last second decided to hit it, and it just wasn't there.
Another one that Collin rockets at Lea as she approached the edge of the court. So it's go time or it's going to be over for the Hogs right here. Great partner protection.
Yeah, this is really the last stand here. Down 3-9. You have to shave a couple here at least.
And off-speed beauty from Collin right there.
That's pretty. Really great pace control again. He's going to look to attack. He's getting tunnel vision, Collin, right now. He's looking to attack on the first ball he gets. Great talk from Collin there. You see him, hear him going, go, go, go. Telling Kaitlyn, that's your ball.
David Seckel having a little discussion, the coach of the Sliders, with Vicky Ryan. So
5-9-1.
Interesting. Can't get it away from them.
No, and but they're not even trying, though, is the problem. Lucked out with it there. No doubt a timeout here for Columbus.
So they get close. You said 2, they got 3, and they're still going on a 1 here. Johns and Kaitlyn Christian switch sides, and it's worked to get them closer. Can they come all the way back is the question. Frustration from Kaitlyn Christian is just easily tracked down from Klinger.
Yeah, they've got another shot here, but they're definitely sticking to their guns, right? I maintain you got to get behind Klinger somehow. Not allow him to take so much real estate in the center.
Huge swing there from Lea.
But they're really sticking to their guns. They're going to play everything to Lea Jansen. Hope for some mistakes, hope for a pop-up, and see where the chips fall.
Oh, man. Christian had a great look there, but can't find the court. And
I think that's what Seckel was talking to Vicky about. I think Lea, of course, diabetic, having some blood sugar troubles right now.
Seckel sprints out with the Pepsi.
Yeah.
That's the thing. As the coaches, you've got to know the needs of all your players out there. So here goes CJ Klinger trying to get he and Lea to match point. What a dig from Christian.
That was wild, actually. Just got to make it bounce in front of Lea here. Don't give him that.
Digs herself out of a problem. Did not hit a ball in that rally after he hit the return, and we are a game and match point for the Sliders, looking for the first win in the 2025 campaign.
Win just picked up big here.
Wow, and Collin Johns all over it there.
Smart, but that last one, right, just go as hard as possible sometimes. If you're at the advantage or if it's neutral, you just got to go hard sometimes.
Match point 2. Oh, my. They heard that in Tampa. Can they survive the out ball? And they cannot. And a frustrated Collin Johns. And guess what? Ohio MLP Orlando, presented by DoorDash, and the Columbus Sliders have hit the win column, winning 3-1 over the Carolina Hogs. Lea Jansen and CJ Klinger join us. Lea, I'll start with you. When you go out there for that last mixed match, you know you want to close this out and not go into a dream breaker. When you see a team switch on the other side, what were you and CJ talking about? Because that switches up the strategy.
Yeah, I mean, not too much. I'm pretty comfortable on the backhand, so it was just more about me keeping the ball down and letting him try and pick some of those middle ones off until she went behind him. And it was a little bit different, but we ended up figuring it out.
And CJ, AJ in the booth here, seemed like you picked up the energy massively in the men's match to close it out, carried it into the mix. What's the type of self-talk you're giving yourself out there to really ramp up your energy? And it seemed like that played a huge role today.
It definitely feels good to come out with a 3-1 here, especially after losing 2 tough matches in the first. It just really takes the pressure off having a good win.
So Lea started playing 2 tough teams. Now you get a win. How important was it for you guys to hit the win column? Because next event, I know there's a watch party at Pickle and Chill. You're going to be the home team.
Yeah, it's nice to get in the win column. I mean, we all just started playing together. We're a brand new team, so it was really tough coming out against 2 very seasoned teams who have played together pretty much a whole year. So we use that as a learning experience, and it's only up from here.
I couldn't agree.